Hey there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fun Father's Day card. And this background technique is really great, and I think you'll really enjoy it because you don't need to have anything special to do it. Alright, so we're going to start off with a piece of cardstock. This is just a quarter of a sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and we are going to take, what I did was I took a scrap of old photo paper and I just tore it so I'd get a ragged edge, and I'm just going to lay that down on the bottom of my paper. And then I just punched out a little circle, 1-inch circle from a post-it note, and I'm just going to stick that up here in the corner. And then I'm going to ink up this really big background stamp, and what it is actually peeled paint. Let me see if I can find the bag that came in so you can see the pattern. Oh, well, let's see. Oh, I think it's right here. This is what the design is. It's by Rubbernecker, and I just thought that was such a cool, unique stamp that I had to have it at the stamp show. And I'm just going to ink that up with some tumbled glass, which is like a light aqua colored ink. You don't have to, you can use any sort of textury background stamp for this. And I'm going to have to stamp over it twice to get the full length of my paper. Just make sure I line up my, if it picks up my mask, I just have to make sure I line it back up. And you could just, if you don't want to use a piece of photo paper, I happen to have a ton of that 4x6 stuff left around. You can just tear a magazine sheet, anything like, or any scrap of paper will be fine. There, so that's going to give me the sky. And actually, before I remove that, I'm going to take my little bottle cap dauber here that I made with a bottle cap and a piece of and a makeup sponge. And I'm just going to pounce a little bit more color right over this torn paper, which is going to be a mountain range when we're done. Boy, it's late, as you can see. I'm in my robe here. That's what summer's about here. Scrapping, stamping when I can, usually after everyone goes to bed. Trying to keep my voice down so I don't alarm anybody or wake anybody up. There, so I'm just adding a little bit of sponged ink. And if you don't even have a background stamp, you can just sponge and ink. It's going to look great. So don't be bummed out about what you have or don't have. Just make what you have work. And then I'm going to lay the other half of my torn stencil over the top of my paper, and I'm going to take this purple dauber and some purple ink. Any dye-based ink will work. I just happen to have this distress ink, and it's the Dusty Concord, I guess. And I'm just gonna kind of very loosely, can you see my fingers are probably right in the way, I'm just kind of dragging down some mountainy lines. You see the Alps there, just kind of, don't be perfect, go both directions. And then I'm going to grab a little pink. Always make sure you replace your mask each time so that it starts to look realistic. So I'm lining that back up again. Going to go in with the pink ink. Lining it back up. Oh, there we go. Boy, I shouldn't do this so late at night. I am not as coordinated, I guess. Lindsay on Quaaludes. She's so mellow. Alright, and then we're going to grab a stamp here. This is just a shrubbery type stamp. I don't know who makes it. Let me see. Stampscapes. Oh, I love Stampscapes. I think I got this at a yard sale because I know I didn't pay $8 for it. I think I probably paid $1.50 or something. And I'm just going to stamp some shrubbery. I'll stamp it a couple times with each inking so that I get different shades of green. And then I'm going to go in with some, I'm going to wipe it off on my Oogie t-shirt, which is, way over here. Same one I was using my last video, I think, this nasty old t-shirt. Just clean that up. It's already got stamp cleaner on it. I'm going to use this rust. This is Stampin' Up! Really Rust. As I said, any dye-based ink is going to be fine for this. And I'm using dye just because it dries quite a bit quicker. And this is just going to be the appearance of shrubs, like on the side of a highway. Alright, as you can see, you don't need to be too fussy or perfect with it. I'm going to set that aside. And then what I'm going to do, if I remove my little mask here, you'll see that I've got kind of like a landscape happening there. And then I'm going to take this little strip of paper that I have embossed with my embossing machine. And or you could just take a piece of strip of paper and you could just kind of crinkle it up and flatten it back out again. I'm going to color it with a little black gelato here. And the reason I'm using purple is because, well, that scrap happened to be next to my paper cutter, but also to kind of match the purple in the mountains. So I'm just going to kind of spread some of that black gel stick in there, or folato, or gelato, whatever you have. And I'm putting a little bit of silver on there. And I can blend it, I can leave it, I can do whatever suits my fancy, as can you. And I'm going to glue that to the bottom with a little double-sided tape, which should be around here somewhere, I'm hoping. Where did my double-sided tape? Ah, here it is. Ha! Found it. So prepared. So prepared. Yeah, well, you know, this is as good as it's going to get, probably for a couple months. Just stick that to the bottom and trim off the excess with scissors, which are conveniently located across the room, as always. Snip that right off. And now I've already stamped some, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can kind of, ooh, that's out. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. I should have zoomed in earlier, but I'm going to put a little gas pump here. I'm going to put a car, and let's see, I've got blue. Yeah, we could do the blue one, or I got a gray one. Let's see what stands out the best. These stamps here are by Lost Coast Designs. I think I like the blue. So I am going to put this on with some double-sided foam tape, which I have right here. These I spied these at the stamp show. I thought, boy, those would be really nice for Father's Day cards, and this is the night before Father's Day, so look at me, last minute Sally here, putting together a card for her father. There we go, and then I'm going to use 2 layers of double-sided tape on the car so it's a little bit further, closer to you in the foreground to give a nice, nice illusion of depth there. So when you do 2 layers, you simply peel the backing off the first and then stack them right up as neat as you can. Do them on the back end too. Those foam squares were leftovers from one of those 3-dimensional artwork puzzles that my kids had, and they always have way more foam squares than they need, so rather than throw them out, I saved them. And I'm just going to stick that right there in the foreground. And there you have it. So basically what I did to finish the card was I took an old map and I just put it askew on a 5x7 panel. Then I just glued that right on top of it, and that's what I did. I want to show you another variation of this card. I did this one first, but I actually thought it was a little too complicated and you needed too many specific supplies to do it. But I'll zoom up just a touch here. Oh, now I'm zooming in. There we go. Basically what I did was I took that same background stamp, but I stamped it over a stencil, and then I sprayed it just so I could kind of get that cityscape in the background, and then I just embossed a different scrap and colored it and stuck my stuff on in the same fashion. But I don't know, I think more of the deserted highway look of the with the Route 66 gas pump. I like that, more of a deserted highway look, so I decided I would do this for the technique video. So I hope you liked it. I hope it helps you out if you're trying to make a last minute Father's Day card. And as always, happy crafting. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I don't know how this is going to look. A thumbs up like this, I think. And subscribe so you don't miss any of the other quick technique videos that I'll be posting this summer. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.